Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of the Queen Me Show. I'm your host, Nikki Munguez, and today I have an amazing, wonderful friend of mine. Her name is Alex Vicario Cases, and she is an amazing trainer, an amazing woman, amazing friend, amazing wife, sister, all the above. So I'd like to welcome Alex. Hop on. Hi. Thank you so much for coming on my show and, taking your time out of your busy day, training and, doing wifey things, right? Congrats.
Thanks, girl. No, I wouldn't miss this. Hey. Yeah, I wouldn't miss this for the world. I freaking love you. So
Oh my God.
I'm so honored to be here.
I love you even more. So a little backstory. Me and Alex, we're super, close friends back in college. We went to Concordia University. And ever since then, we've just been super close. We would, have our fun times together. But the reason why I wanted you on my show is because, girl, ever since the day we met, like, you have been such an inspiration to the people around you. You've been such like a light. And, I wanted to bring you on to, for you to share your story. So we both went to Concordia, right? So here, I don't want to steal the spotlight. So tell us your story. What did you make? What do you do right now?
Yes. No, you know what? I feel the same way about you. Like we don't live as close as we want to, but like I always see you on IG and I always see you like, with your close circle, and it motivates me more to just thrive in my life. But yeah, we met in college, the best of buds back in college. After college, we kind of like did our own thing. But I think what's really cool about you and like myself is like we can be distant and doing our own thing, but still check in on each other. And I think that's what's important, is that we still kind of kept that relationship. But since then, I mean, I moved back to my home area in Glendora, and I'm living now with my husband, which is crazy. So I'm married. We got married last year, and we're just building our empire together. So after college, I realized that I didn't want to do medical school or pre-medical or anything like that, which is kind of what I was studying at that time. I joined a corporate gym where I started working like as a front desk, and I think it was there that I realized that I wanted to like help more people and not just in my circle, and which kind of led me to now being a personal trainer at a private place where I run my own business. I run my own training program. I do online coaching, nutrition plans, all that kind of stuff. Not only just to teach people like the fundamentals of fitness and health and like the importance of being healthy, but I think what's really important for me and what kind of makes me stand out is I feel like I help people build that confidence, because when I was first working out, like when I found my love for fitness, I had no idea what to do. And I feel like you and we kind of did that together. Like we would go to the gym together. Do you remember?
Yes, girl.
We were like our cut up basketball shirts and like our little sandals, and box jumps sometimes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so like back then, I feel like I didn't know like exactly what I was doing. And I feel like we would go into the gym and we'd be like, so what are we going to hit today? Or like, what machines do we use?
Right. So we just do the same thing.
Yeah. And I feel like it would have been helpful if we had someone to like guide us through that, like first steps of the gym, I feel like a lot of the times people, especially now, like with New Year's resolutions, they're like, oh, I'm going to get fit, I'm going to get healthy, but they don't know where to start or they don't know where to look. And I feel like my community of what I'm building is having people start on the right foot so that they can finish correctly or finish their program or finish whatever they want to finish, their goal. So my whole thing is giving you the confidence to walk into that gym, know what you want to do, walk into the supermarket, know what kind of foods you want to eat, right? And not just build like a small habit, but like a lifetime habit, which is what I'm trying to teach people.
And you've always been like that. Like, if you guys know Alex, or like if you've like been around her, she has like such a big heart. Like she's literally one of like the friendliest people you'll ever meet in your life. Like and I feel like this is so perfect for you. And the reason why you thrive in what you do, Alex, is because you know your why, right? Because at the end of the day, like it's not about money, because
No.
money is always going to be there. But I love what you said, how you were like, I want to help you, like, be confident in like what you do and like just living a healthier lifestyle, right? And it's so crazy because I remember, Alex, we were at the gym in Concordia, or like, I don't know, one LA Fitness down the street. And I was like, Alex, you should compete. You're like, no, I don't want to.
Oh, yeah, I think I totally remember that conversation
You
too.
remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
So crazy. And I want you guys, if you're on here after this podcast, go on her Instagram. Literally, she is killing it. Like,
Thank
and
you.
it's not easy, because it takes determination. Like, you have to be consistent, right? So tell us about how like you got into competing, and like what it truly takes, and like what it has taught you, like as a woman. Like, what did you get out of it?
Yeah, competing is not something that's easy. I wouldn't say that like I mean, I feel like everyone can do it if they put their mind to it, but it does take a lot out of you. And the reason I actually got into competing was actually because of my husband. He started competing way before me, and our first year living together, I didn't compete and he was competing. So it was a lot of like, he was on a strict diet and then I was eating whatever I wanted to eat, or he had to go to the gym. And good thing that I loved going to the gym, that I would go with him. But I could only imagine if I was a significant other who didn't enjoy that passion with him, we would spend a lot of time apart because it takes hours and hours of training. And so he actually convinced me to do a show. And at that time I was like, I don't want to do one. I'm going to lose my love like for fitness. And he was like, you should just do it. Like, you never know like what you can accomplish if you don't go for it. And so I did my first show and I won first place, which is crazy. I know, so crazy. And I owe a lot to him for like really believing in me. And so if anyone doesn't know like what competing is like, there's like all these categories and you have to like diet for like, X amount of weeks. And my first show, I was on a prep, they call it a prep, for like 12 weeks. And so I was on a strict plan. I followed the same meals every day. I had a coach who was guiding me. I was doing up to like an hour, 30 minutes of cardio a day, just to get my like body like really tiny, just so you can like showcase all of your hard work. And it does take a lot of like determination. It does take a lot of like discipline, like a lot of discipline. Like your family's going to ask you about like, hey, we have a birthday on Friday, and you're going to have to say like, no, I can't go, or yes, I can go, but I'm going to bring my little Tupperware with my little chicken and rice and eat it, while you're eating all your great food. So it takes a lot of discipline, takes a lot of like right mindset. But like I said, I feel like anyone can do it if you really put your mind to it. And you have to think like, pain is always temporary, right? And that's what I always remind myself when I go through certain struggles like this. Like 12 weeks is going to fly by like that. And after the 12 weeks, you're going to become a better person where you're stronger mentally, you're stronger physically, and you just keep building on that. And I feel like every time we do a show, we get better and better and better. And my husband is like one step away from being like a pro athlete, which is amazing.
Oh my gosh. I need to get his autograph. I need to take a picture with Zay.
I'll get you a special one. Don't worry.
Man, no, like it's just really hard work. And I think that if you have the right mindset, like you'll go far in it. And Alex, you've always, like you're one of like the hardest workers I know. Oh, and I feel like that's, like I said, that's the reason why, you're successful. So what are, I'm gonna be transparent. Like if somebody out there wants to compete, like what else does it truly take? Like what are some like hurdles that you had to overcome? Because 12 weeks is a long time, right? So what are some things that you've, encountered that was hard, that was part of the process?
Yeah, I think a lot of the times we don't look at like what's behind the scenes, especially on social media. Like we portray like only what we want to portray. And I think that's important, like being so transparent and real on your Instagram. And last prep that I did, I actually showed a lot of people like the behind the scenes stuff, like what I was struggling with and like all my meals and how I prep them and stuff like that. So I think some of the struggles that you really face like are within, right? Like making sure that you're in the right mindset. You can't just jump into a prep if you feel like you're unstable in any way, because you do get like, we call it like in the dark weeks where it's like 3 to 4 weeks out where you're almost at the end and you want to give up, and like you're reflecting a lot on like, should I be doing this, or wow, look at that, or should I be, yeah. And so like I feel like one of the things that I like really struggle with, especially my first year, was like I needed to like stay grounded in my faith. So like every morning I would wake up, and I kid you not, because I had to go do cardio at like 6 or 5 o'clock in the morning sometimes. So I would wake up like a half hour early. I'd make my breakfast. I'd drink my breakfast shake. I'd like sit down and read my Bible and like do my journals for the day. And I feel like just kind of mapping out like what I need to do for the day and like my intentions for the week help me got through each day and each day. And I feel like routines like that help you get through like big projects like a 12-week prep or something like that, And it was also really like important that like the relationship with my husband at the time, who was my boyfriend, we were doing the same thing. So it's good to have like a support system, someone or a family member or a friend that you can like lean on when you're doubting yourself, or like when you don't want to go to the gym. Like call up your friend and be like, hey, I have to get this workout in, but I have no motivation. Can you go with me? And of course your friends are going to be like, yeah, I want you to win. So they're going to go with you. So I feel like having a great support system is something that you really need when you're going through something like this.
Was Sage competing at the same time as you? Like, were you guys having like the same like prep time? Or
so the first time I did a show, I was prepping by myself. And it was kind of hard because like he was eating whatever he wanted to, and I was like suffering.
Oh, it's your stories.
Sometimes it's hard, Yeah,
you guys and you have like
yeah, for real. We'd be like date night with our Tupperwares, like that's exactly what we would do. But yeah, and then my second show, we actually did it together, which was nice. And a lot of the times, like this is kind of weird in the bodybuilding world. It's like not a lot of people can prep together because you get like really moody, you get emotional, you get like I said, really in your head. Like my first year, I had no energy at all. I didn't want to do anything. Right. But the second year, because we were doing it together, I almost felt like we were on the same like wave. Like when I was low, he was low. When I was high, he was high. So it was easier to like go through together. And especially because we were living together.
Right. And you know what? Your stories make total sense now, because me and May, if you guys don't know, May is my best friend, and May was roommates with Alex, and so me and May would be like, oh my gosh, like look how cute they are, like they would always motivate each other to like go to the gym. But now it like makes sense that like when you guys would prep together, like you guys had to be there, you guys had to show up, you guys had to be disciplined, and I feel like at the end of the day that also made your relationship stronger.
100%. Yeah. I mean, I feel like every battle we get through together, we come out stronger.
Yeah, I love that. And I almost got the chills. I actually did get the chills when you were talking about like how every morning like you would just pray. So girl, you know me. I do my best to keep the Lord first in everything that I do. And I'm not ashamed. So let's talk about your faith. Like I know like back in college, like you and I, like, we both raised in like a Catholic Christian family, but what made you, because I see on your Instagram, you're very much more expressive with your faith. Like, you are not, you're truly a woman of God. Like you're not ashamed to like, not preach, because, I don't want people to have like that word in their head, but like to share like God's word. So what made you want to be so close to God, like throughout your process, or like even as a woman, as a friend, as a wife?
Yeah, I feel like back in college, I was still learning who I was and what I wanted to do and, who I was becoming. And so it wasn't until I actually met my husband that he introduced me to like a new church. And I actually got like rebaptized, which was like, I was like, I'm like getting chills like thinking about it, because it was so emotional. It was like so emotional for me. It's like I was so lost before I had met my husband now, because I had gone Yeah, I had gone through like a really bad like experience with someone else, and I was like moving a lot after college, and I didn't have like a firm home. So like when I met my husband, and this sounds so cliche, but like I felt like I was home with him. And
Mhm.
so wherever we were, we made it work. And so he started taking me to church. It was actually his mom, my mother-in-law. She's so crazy. She always was like, "Come to church with us, come to church with us." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess." And so like I went to church a couple times, and like I remember one Sunday I was sitting in church, and like the pastor was just kind of like talking about like you're where you need to be, like everything's meant to work out because you're here, and looking forward, like don't ever doubt like what has happened in your past, like just keep looking forward. And so I took that as like a sign, like I was meant to be in that church that day. So like the next weekend I was like, I need to be baptized. And so I got rebaptized, and like now I feel like it's really helped, like not just like my personal relationship, but like my relationship with others, because I feel like in a world right now where we're so influenced by like social media, we forget to like look at like good people. We see
Yeah.
like their good flaws, we see their bad flaws on Instagram, and we nitpick and stuff like that. But if you really get to know someone, like they have a good soul. And I feel like that's what I look for when I like meet new people. I always look at the good qualities in them. And so that has like really shaped my life going forward. And my husband and I, like, we base everything off of like the 3 F's: family, faith, and fitness. And like that's like what truly grounds us. And like I told you last prep, I was like constantly in the morning reading my Bible, taking my journal. And now, I mean, like you said, I like post about it, but it's more of like a motivational verse, or
Right.
like
I love
something,
that.
yeah, that's gonna like that's hitting me home, but that's like inspiring me in like a biblical way. And so I feel like that's been really helpful in my life. I start my morning and I read my journal and things like that.
Right. I love that. And, like what you said, like you see the good in people, and there's not a lot of people out there like that. Like social media, oh my goodness, like
Mhm.
it's fake. But I mean, there's a lot of things out there where, like you and like I love to like just post, but to like motivate people to
Yeah.
like, okay, like this is the word for today, and like just that type of transparency.
Hmm.
And so, like there are times where it's so crazy how you were so lost before, and then you met your husband, and then, you've gotten closer to God because of that. And so, talk about, like one time in your life where, it just like hit when that like God had you throughout the whole time, and it was just like a struggle. Like talk about how you got out of that struggle with like your faith and like the type of determination that and mindset that you have.
Yeah, I think when I think about a moment like that, I always go back to when I had just got out of college, and I was like, what am I going to do with my life? And at that point I was still kind of figuring out like what I wanted to do. And I kid you not, there was like maybe like 2 or 3 years where I was just no faith at all. I didn't believe in anything. Yeah, and like I said, when I met my husband, at that time, he was just my friend, and I started going to church with him. We weren't even like dating or anything, but like I realized that I need to figure out what I wanted to do in my life. And so I leaned a lot on his church, and led me to like, okay, where am I supposed to be, God? Where am I supposed to be, God? How do I integrate this into my daily life? And there was a moment where like we were living together already, and I was praying every day. I'd get in my car and I'd pray. I pray, lead me to what I need to do, lead me to like my path. And at that point, that's where like I started seeing like so much success in like my career, where I was like, okay, you're a front desk at the gym you're working at. Okay, now you're a manager there at the gym. Okay, cool. Now you have this opportunity to like leave this job and be at your own private gym. And like the more I prayed about things like guide me, lead me, help me, I feel like it led me to where I'm at right now. And if that's not a sign to like keep doing that to me, then it's like, girl, what are you doing? Like
Right.
it's all that praying led me up to where I am right now. So there's no point of ever stopping, like leaning on his shoulder and like asking him for help when you're down. And I feel like even now, like with my husband, like right before we got married, like marriage is a scary thing in a way. Like you can know that that's your person, but it's also like a big life change, right? Now, like everything in your world is together and as one. And I feel like before we got married, we actually started taking premarital classes, and those like were so helpful because we would talk to like other couples about like what they're struggling with and how they lean on God and what they do to help their relationship. There were people who are in there who are married for like 20 plus years in this group, or people who were just together for 1 year. There was all this range, and it was cool to
Wow.
hear all these stories, but I wouldn't have had that experience if I didn't find my path through the church, if I didn't find my husband. And those classes, I feel like, helped us so much before we got married, like brought us so much closer in a time period where you're planning your wedding and you're stressed and you're like worried. Those classes like really brought us together and kept us on our path.
I'm so glad you guys took those classes. You guys know, what you already had, but to take that extra step prior to getting married, and at that age too, I give props to you guys. And you guys are such an amazing couple, power couple. But like I said, for those of you that are tuning in right now, Alex is an amazing, friend of mine. She owns her own business and is an amazing woman of God. She is not afraid to talk about the word on her social media to her family and friends. And so, Alex, what can you say to anybody viewing this right now? Because if they're listening to this, they're listening to it for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody is lost in their faith or, just wants to build confidence, what type of advice can you give somebody in that route, or anybody just listening to this? Because I have girls, my girls listen to my podcast too, age from, I don't know, 13 to whatever age, right? So any advice is good advice, especially from a woman like you. So what would you say to anybody listening?
Yeah, 100%. I think believing in yourself is a strong motto to live by. I was at a time where I'd like lost everything, and I started believing in who I was and my passions and what I wanted to do. And it's ultimately led me to where I'm at now. So if I can say anything, it's like believe in yourself, no matter how big that goal is, no matter how scary it can be. If you think it's possible, then it's definitely possible. So don't ever stop believing in what you want to do or believing in what you stand for, right? If there's something that you're really powerful and like you feel like is important in your life, then don't be afraid to stand up for it, because it's probably true and it's probably right and it's probably the right thing to do.
Right. And God put it in your heart for a reason.
100%.
Right. So let's talk about business, girl. How's business been? I feel clients. How's business? How many clients a day? Let's talk about your busy entrepreneur life. How's that
going? Business is popping, girl. Business is popping. So I feel like when you enter the fitness realm, there's so many things to do, right? You can train, you can do nutrition, you can own a gym, all that kind of stuff. And I feel like the ultimate goal for me is to like own my own gym. And my husband knows that. He like from day one when I met him, I was like, if you don't want to own a gym with me, then I'm gonna own one by myself. So that's my goal, right? And so I'm slowly working my way up there. And the way you do that is just like build who you are, what you do. And so right now, like I in-person train, I online client train, and ultimately the goal is to like have enough online clients from all over the world, like different states, different countries, that I can pick up my business and literally regroup wherever I want, right? To have enough clients online to just be where I want to be, so that we can move, so that I can have the freedom to, be with my baby one day when I have a kid or whatever, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I'm in-person training now and I'm online coaching. And then I think realistically, my husband and I keep talking about it, within the next year or two, I'll probably own my own gym.
I love that.
Yeah.
Girl, we're putting it out there.
Yes.
I was just about to ask you, my next question was, what are your plans for the next 5 years? So obviously, one, owning your own gym. What else? Where do you see Alex in the next 5 years?
My husband and I want to buy a house within the next year. Hopefully everything goes well that we can actually put down a decent deposit by the end of the year and be in the home by New Year next year. So
Yeah.
buy a home, yeah. Have a kid or two, maybe have another dog. Yeah. Yeah, so just like build my family and then really start to build my empire. So I think realistically, having a home, having some kids, owning my own gym can all be realistic in maybe like 3 to 5 years.
I love that, girl. So, what about let's talk about your in-person training. How is that going? Like, do you, because I don't know whoever needs to, maybe they want to, after looking at your Instagram, they want to train with you. How does it go for you? Like, how do you, are you the one meal prepping for them, or is it just their workouts that you plan? How many times a week do they come to you?
Yeah.
How does it work?
So it all really depends on like what the person is looking for. I have clients and friends who train with me from 1 time a week to 4 times a week. It just really depends on your goal, how long your time frame is, and what you're looking to do. Most of my clients are, I call them like lifestyle clients, meaning that no one's really looking to like compete at a show or do a bodybuilding thing. They're just lifestyle clients. They're just trying to learn healthy habits. They're trying to improve their health and their physical health and their mental health. So I meet with them on average 2 to 3 times a week. My normal day starts at 6 o'clock in the morning with my first client and ends around 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock with my last client. And that's me like constantly being on my phone too, reaching out to all my online clients. But yeah, I basically create a whole program for you based off of your goals and your body metrics. And I give you a meal plan that you follow. And it's not just like eat 1, 2, 3, 4 meals. It's like options, right? So here are all your breakfast options that you can eat, right? You really like avocado toast, or you really like omelets, or you really like oatmeal. Then I incorporate that all into your meal plan based off of your goals, whether you want to lose weight, whether you want to build muscle, all that kind of stuff. Because a lot of the time most people either undereat. They don't realize that they're not eating enough for their body. Yeah, right.
Alex, I remember I was telling you, I was like, I don't want to get bulky.
Yeah. So,
but I didn't know. I didn't know.
Your body can handle a lot more food, especially if you're working out like yourself, Nikki. Like a lot of people don't realize you're burning so many calories that you actually have to refeed your body with those same calories, right? Depending on what your goals are.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. You know how a lot of us ladies have like a goal body, right? Because I lift, right? So but there are a lot of people on here or who are just scared to lift heavy, Alex, because they don't want to get bulky. Yes. So can you just give us some clarification that it's okay to lift heavy and eat?
Girl, you want that big booty and those nice arms? You better lift heavy for real. Yeah, because you gotta think about it. If you want to build muscle, the only way to build firm muscle is to be pushing yourself really hard and really heavy.
Okay, but like, what about what about the other?
You're not going to get bulky because it's not like you're doing the same exercises every day or you're doing like the same weight. You're progressing over time. So like every day you add like 5 pounds, and if then that feels heavy, then you go back and then you just up your reps.
What about cardio?
Cardio, good.
Okay, but how much of that?
Well, cardio really depends on like your goal, right? So like myself right now, my goal is to gain muscle mass. So I don't really do much cardio. I do like 15 minutes for like 4 or 5 days a week. It's not much. It's just enough to like get my metabolism running, to like make me feel like I'm moving. But someone on the other spectrum who's trying to lose like, let's say like 30 plus pounds, and depending on their height and their weight, they should probably be doing more like 30 minutes every 4 to 5 days, So it just really depends on your body, your goal. There's so many factors that lie into it, right? Not everyone wants to lose weight, or not everyone wants to like put on muscle. So it really depends. But cardio is not bad. Cardio is not bad at all.
Okay. But what about
this is like, okay, good.
But what about like full body? Like, because sometimes I'm like in the gym, all right, okay, I get excited to do legs. Like, I'm just like, okay, leg day, because I know my legs are strong. But it's like, what about like full body? Like, is it okay to do full body every day?
So for like an athlete like you, right? Someone who's playing basketball, who's on their toes with their students and stuff like that, it's okay to be do a full body exercise. Full body is going to kind of like keep your body limber, mobile, right? Make sure that you're still functioning properly. So I would say a full body day for yourself is great. A full body day for me, probably not, because I'm trying to put on more muscle. So I need to stick to like what I call like the meat and potatoes. So like basic exercises over a period amount of time, repeating all the time. Yeah.
Mm.
But
And
someone like an athlete like yourself, yeah, those are great because it's great core work. It's great, like full body, everything hits all your muscles, all that kind of stuff.
right. And then for do you have like an app or do you have like a certain way on to determine how many calories like somebody needs to eat a day?
100%. Yeah, I'm actually a part of the First Forum team,
Oh,
and I don't know if you know that brand, but they have an app, and I'm actually an advisor on that app, meaning that I can train people through that app as well, which is part of my online program. And so that whole app is super helpful because it literally breaks down how many meals you should be eating a day, how much calories you should be absorbing, how much movement you should be doing, and it breaks it down like meal by meal for you. So when I like onboard someone onto my online client, I literally do a Zoom session with them going over how to like read the app, how to understand the app. And it's cool for me because you get to like say you, Nikki, like you ate breakfast, you plug in everything you eat for breakfast. On my end, I get to see what you're eating and if it's fitting into your calories.
oh, that's a lot of, I mean,
Like a lot, but it's actually kind of nice because, right, like I told you, people undereat, right? They don't understand that
yeah,
they're probably not eating enough for their body. So when you get to track it, you get to see like my breakfast meal is good, but I'm actually lacking a lot of protein in that meal and I didn't realize it. So maybe I should adjust my meal so it's like more protein based. So I have enough protein, I have enough carbs,
right,
I have enough fat
right.
in that meal. But you can visually see it.
So, okay, so after somebody works out, how much time from their that they're done with their workout do they have to eat right away? Like,
I would say like you could
does it
eat
depend?
right after. You can wait like 20 minutes. Don't exceed like an hour.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
anywhere between that time frame is good. Yeah, because your body just like pushed out a lot of energy and calories and you want to refeed that right away.
Right.
And the best time for your body to absorb all of that is like within 10 to like 45-minute gap.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Makes sense. Okay, so eat a lot, but not too much. Eat the right things, right? There's
Correct.
a difference between eating a lot and then eating all like the right things. Now
Yes.
what about the first form? Like, is that like an obviously that's an app? Like, is there like a membership subscription? Like,
Yeah.
how does that work?
Yeah, so you can download the First Form app and then like add me, Lift with Lex, as your advisor, and it's like a monthly subscription that you pay for the app. And the app is not just like one-on-one coaching with me, but it's so much more. They like always put out articles and videos of like how to count your macros or what you should be lifting, or here's a cool stream from like one of our athletes who works at First Forum. She's going to show you how to do a deadlift, like all these different videos that you can see in there, all these workouts that you can do day to day, and then that one-on-one coaching with me.
Girl, I need to get on that. Because I literally like working out is cool, but I feel like I mean I meal prep too, but it's like
Okay.
still like I need to eat more and I need to get that like that mentality out of my head that it's like, all right, Nick, you gotta eat, and if you don't eat, like you're not feeding your muscles.
Yeah, a good rule of thumb that I can tell people is like if you're eating like anywhere from 3 to 4 meals a day, then you're probably eating enough, right, for your body. I
Okay,
mean, not if not like you're a 6'5" guy and you weigh like
right.
200 pounds, right? You should probably be eating more. But like on an average person, you should probably be eating anywhere from 3 to 4 meals. And most people eat, when I ask them, they're like, I'll eat breakfast and then like maybe I'll eat dinner or like I'll have a snack. So yeah, a lot of the times we're under eating, right? Yeah. So if you
Yeah.
think about it, 3 to 4 meals on average should be good.
Okay. What about like snacking? I mean, that also counts to like calories too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but yes, guys, 3 to 4 meals. Make sure that you guys are eating.
Yes, but like over time, like you'll learn, right? You'll learn like what snacks are good, what snacks are bad, and that just comes with trial and error. And a lot of the time, it's how we feel. Like when we eat something heavy, we feel it, right? But
Yes.
when you eat something clean, you feel good. You feel like you have energy. So I feel like a lot of people don't pick up on those little things, right? And over time, the more you do it, the easier it's going to be. Instead of grabbing a bag of chips, you're going to be like, maybe I'll grab like a couple of trail mix nuts or something like that, right? A little healthier. Yeah.
Right. Makes such a big difference.
Hundred-
And and like I said, it's all about discipline and like you have to want it. Like
Yes.
you have to want like because it's not just okay, let's work out for this week. It becomes like a lifestyle, right? Right, Alex? And
100%.
like staying hydrated and all that, like water intake, correct? How much
Yes.
water do you drink?
I drink like a gallon and a half a day.
Oh my
Yeah.
I would
More
never
like
go
a
to the
gallon, a
bathroom.
gallon.
Girl, I would have to go to the bathroom all the time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Don't take me on a long car ride at all.
Oh my gosh, that is so crazy.
Yeah, but staying
Uh,
hydrated is important, and most people don't
no,
realize that. Yeah, they drink like a bottle of water a day, and that's way too little water for your body.
I need to drink more water. But we were talking about we talked about our spiritual, we talked about our business. Let's talk about like mental health now. Let's talk about mental health. How have you really tapped into like your own mental health? How have you, in other words, become mentally healthy? Um, you know, from making that big switch from not going back to school, right? How like were you pressured by like other people in your life? And then, being in the gym constantly, like did anything deter like your mental health? How like what are certain things that, have helped your mental health these past couple of years?
Yeah, I feel like mental health is a big thing to talk about, especially when your body's changing over time, or you're going through a diet, or even just like a new like lifestyle change. Like if you're moving, that's a big change, right? And that can take a lot of stress on you. And so over time, I feel like now I'm probably mentally the strongest I've ever been. Ask me a year ago, probably not.
Why not?
Well, at that time, I mean, I feel like my husband and I were like, we weren't husband and wife yet, but we were like living together. It was like maybe like our first or second year living in our house together. And like there comes new challenges when you live with someone for the first time, right? Like who's going to do the dishes, right? Is there going to like who's going to pay this bill, or like figuring out our schedule. So that adds a lot of like stress into your life, and like figuring it out it takes a lot of time. Even when you move in, like in college, when you move in with a new roommate, like there's
Right.
like there's a time period where everyone's like, hey, we're like fine, and then like a couple months later you're like, oh my god, I hate when she does this, or you know what I mean. And like all of that factors into your mental health, right? And so it takes some time to getting used to. So I think mentally right now I'm probably the strongest I've ever been, just because I feel like everything in my life is like lining up correctly. My faith is really strong. I have a really amazing supportive husband and family. And I think what's kind of led me here is going back to like having a routine, whether that's wake up in the morning at the same time, right? Drink your coffee, read your Bible, right? Having a routine, and then having a good support team to back you up, like friends who are like in the same circle, who are also very motivated, who also have similar goals, right? Those things are going to keep you mentally strong. If you have someone that you can like lean on to when you're going through, like for me, it's my husband. I can tell my husband anything. And if it's not my husband, it's my mom. Like I love my mom and I can tell my mom anything. And I think it's important to like not bottle things up, and to be able to express the way you feel to certain people. So from then until now, like I said, I'm feeling super strong mentally, and it all leads back to having a routine, having a great support system, and just really believing that you can do anything.
I love that, Alex. And I'm so proud of you for, just always being determined and staying like headstrong all throughout these years because, girl, like,
Yeah.
them college days, like, you've
Yeah.
obviously, like, when people, come out of college, like, there's a lot of maturity that goes on, right?
Yeah.
And just to see you grow, watch your journey, witness it, even if it's on Instagram, even though we don't see each other every single year since the time, like, we were in college, like, you still, were the same, if not, like, better Alex than you were before. Like, still super sweet, but right now you are so much more, like I said, mature. I can literally, like, see God, like, through you, and never ever ever stop shining your light, girl, because I'm so proud of you. Like, every single year you just glow up and always impress me, and I'm so proud of you. I'm like, oh my God, that's my friend. No, like, for real, somebody's like, I think it was one of my players' moms. Like, she was just like, "Oh, she competes," and I, like, showed her your. I was like, "Oh my God, this is my friend!" And she was like, "What division is she?" I was like, "I don't know."
But I feel the same way about you. Like, I see you all the time, like, hustling and grinding and, like, being such a light in, like, people's life. And I feel like when you have people like that in your circle, it motivates you to do more and to be more, right? So thank you, girl, for motivating me.
Girl, I always got you. And I want to say thank you so much for, like I said, taking your time out of your day to, be on my show, to inspire other people, whoever is watching. Make sure you guys follow Alex. That's her @ right there. Follow her. She is, if you guys ever need any training in the what area?
I'm like West Covina area.
Yeah. Hit her up. And Alex, thank you so much. Any thank yous you would like to say? Shout out.
Thank you for being you. Like, I literally appreciate you having me on here. It's always so good to, like, catch up with you. And like I said, even when we don't see each other very often, when we do, it's like we pick up like that. So thank you for our friendship and for being, like, a light in my life.
Girl, I love you. So thank you so much. All right, you guys, I will see you guys on the next episode, but follow Alex at @liftwithlex_22. All right, see you guys on the next episode. Bye.